Hello, friends. Thank you for joining us. My name is Mark, and this is the O2 Drop.
Pause for music.
Thank you. This is Western Australia's best and only VGC podcast that we know of.
Best and worst.
Yeah, best and worst. Very true. Today, we are coming to you with Dan.
Hello.
And Chris.
Yes, it is me, and I have a sound bit.
We haven't played this in a while. Yeah, none of us have won anything in a while.
My hand goes up, and they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there.
Didn't you win a challenge as well recently?
Yeah, last
When was
week
your
against you.
intro music?
So, Chris, you're blasting that All I Do Is Win music. Just to give some context, that means you did really well in the GC over the weekend, yes?
Yeah, Mum, I won. What? No. No, Jesus, no. The GC was the opposite of good. Oh, no. But I won a cup.
Oh, you won a cup. Nice, well done. Who did you beat in finals?
Like some wash shitter. Like, he didn't even make Worlds last year.
I think I beat that guy last week in a challenge.
Yeah, look, I can't remember his name.
I'm going to go home. Fuck you guys.
Yes, it was Dan Baguli. So justice has been served.
Can I just quickly shout out to Dan Baguli, honourable mention friend of the show, for gatekeeping Peter Vowles from finals for both of us?
I actually probably owe Dan. Like, I wish I could, shave a bit of my CP off and give it to Dan for knocking out Peter in the semis because I needed that.
Oh, absolutely same. So last week at Collector, I hard lost to Pete in Swiss.
Was he running P2 balance as well?
Yes.
Oh, fuck, I can't beat that team.
I couldn't beat it either. He came up against Dan in semis. Dan beat him, and then I beat Dan in the finals.
Yeah, same happened to me.
Yeah. You versed Peter in Swiss?
No, last round of Swiss, we were both 3-0.
Yep.
And then, yeah, to be honest, I think he 2-0'd me as well. The rest of the day was very successful, but I managed to dodge Peter in the finals. So,
Yeah. So thank you, Dan.
Yeah,
for
you're
being
welcome.
The honorary Pete gatekeeper. We all appreciate that. So yeah, I mean, do you want to talk about your cup?
Okay, we're leading with the cup. All
yeah,
right.
I mean,
Yeah. So,
just for a bit of context, Joel, who usually hosts, dropped all the recording equipment off at my house and then said, right, I've got to go look after my sick wife, and fucks off.
yeah.
And we're just like, okay, what are we doing here?
Good luck, guys. Don't fuck it up. Keep it to an hour. So it was actually a big Pokemon weekend because it's actually quite stressful having GC and like a couple of regionals or something like that on the same weekend, which we've all experienced multiple times now.
Yeah.
So preparing for this weekend, I had to build two completely different teams. One was obviously awful, the one that bombed and got 1400s at GC, and then one that was apparently really good. One was a balanced team that I had built weeks ago and had taken, and I thought, this on paper, I designed it to be really good against pretty much everything. And then I didn't really have that much time to practice it, but every time I did go on Showdown, and yes, I did do best of 3 open team sheet because I'd learnt my lesson.
Good.
And I would win 2 or 3 matches with them. Like, yeah, this seems really good. So I just honestly, I was not very well practiced with it, but it just felt like my strongest build in Team Builder.
Yeah.
Rocked up on the day. Look, as far as cups go, this was one of our smaller ones, but I think it really shows how strong the Perth VGC scene is when you've got a cup where you've got no Alistair, Mark, you weren't there, Ethan, Jared, Sliff, don't really count him, Tim, Phil. Like, there were some good players who weren't there, but even with that group of people not there, it was still a stacked cup in my opinion. You still had Brendan, Peter, Kieran, Dan, obviously. It was
Kuro, Ben.
Yeah, exactly those two as well. Lucky I managed to dodge both of those too. But it was
Takumi was there.
Takumi was there. My nemesis didn't get to pair against him. Unfortunately,
He had the same record as Ben O'Neill, Kuro, and Kieran.
Oh,
they were all 2-2. Yeah.
It was it was a smaller cup as far as number of participants, but it was stacked as far as the talent goes.
Yeah, definitely some of the best players in Perth were there.
Which means there's only a top 4 for top cut, which was very rough.
That
meaning
was
a 3-1 bubbled.
Yeah.
Rip Warren.
That's really unfortunate to go 3-1 and bubble.
yeah.
So my team, I was just going to tell you the six. I won't go into too much analysis, but it was Garchomp. I ran Adamant Garchomp because I've got speed support, speed control support. And I just feel like I wanted to hit really, really hard. I've got Tailwind Macro, but with the haze. I run Brave Bird on Macro. This is something I've been like doing for a while, and I just think it's more consistent damage than foul play.
I agree.
And you'll be surprised, apart from Dan Bagouli's Whimsicott, which apparently just is like immortal and won't die to anything. It does actually Brave Bird will just do like 60% to like a Primarina or something. It's crazy.
Holy
like how much,
shit.
like it's huge amounts of damage. Not invested either, like 0 attack EVs, just like a neutral nature on attack, and that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Macro, that was kind of Dondozo. You never know when someone's going to bring Dondozo or something like some set up mon, like some sort of Iron Defense Body Press shit or something, or Volcarona Quibberdance. There's always something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that. And I had Ninetales. It's not choice specs, never meant
Alolan, I assume?
Yeah, Alolan Ninetales. It's mainly a support mon, but also like so many win cons is sometimes just like Blizzard Freeze or like just that chip to like soften something up. And like not much really likes to switch into a Blizzard. Like it's not an attack that no one really wants to take.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, just like a covert cloak, because I wanted the option to be able to spam it in front of a fake out, like a lot of Rillabooms. And I just wanted to be able to spam a Blizzard without worrying about fake out. Like I probably should run like a Nevermelt Artist Nice or something like that, or even a Specs. But I ran it was Icy Wind, which I didn't really click. I think I clicked Icy Wind once all day.
Sure.
Encore, which I did pull Encore off once. I think that was at you in the final, wasn't it? That there was no, it was Taunt. It was Taunt. Yeah, and Taunt into your other one. So Encore, Blizzard, Protect, and Icy Wind.
So you weren't running Aurora Veil?
No Veil.
Okay.
I just don't. And it's really it's annoying you say that because I think screens are a bit of a fraud. And then
They don't do damage. Why click them?
But then Peter has Screens Grimsnarl on his team, and it was just an absolute fucking menace all for me. So maybe, because when I run Screens or something like Dondozo, I just get crit into next week. I just get crits for days. So I don't trust Screens at all. But so I had King Gambit. It was Assault Vest, Terra Flying with Terra Blast, Iron Head, and 2 Dark Stabs.
Ew.
I had Dragonite, Lumberry, Lumberry did pay off.
Okay.
And it was
from Sneasler Diaclaw?
Yes.
Nice.
It was like a full HP, full attack kind of a slight speed investment.
Okay,
Dragonite with extreme speed, Terra Flying, Terra Blast, Stomping Tantrum, and Ice Spinner. Ice Spinner is really, really clutch.
Okay.
I will get to that. And then the last Pokemon was Sneasler, which was also Terra Flying, because I just wanted to be able to spam Earthquake next to pretty much anything in my team.
Yeah.
And that had Fake Out, because I know that some people run like Coaching or a Throat Chop and stuff like that. I still think Fake Out is really fucking good.
Oh yeah, Fake Out.
And yeah, just the 2 stabs and Protect.
Okay.
With a Focus Sash.
Would you consider, because I'm currently cooking with Terra Flying Sneasler, would you consider putting Acrobatics on there somewhere?
Only in like an Unburdened set. And I just don't see...
Yeah, you're not running Unburden, okay.
No, I'm not. And it was an Adamant Sneasler because like...
What item were you running?
Focus Sash.
Sash, okay, yeah.
Yeah. You could change things up a bit. Like, yeah. No, I'm happy with the items. The one, yeah, I'm... The Covert Cloak on Ninetales is one thing I'm considering of changing, but like I still think it's just solid being able to lead to something like Dragonite Ninetales and it's completely immune to Fake Out because it was inner focus Dragonite.
I really like Covert Cloak. At the moment I'm running it on Kilowatt Troll.
Yeah.
And I just having it on a random Pokemon and just knowing that Pokemon is safe from Fake Out just opens so many doors.
And Diaclaw status.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not that it matters because Diaclaw just...
No,
Kilowatt Troll's as frail as wet tissue paper.
Well, Ninetales has got defensive Vs to live a Diaclaw and a close combat. Because of the snow
To
buff.
live both.
It's got snow buff.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. So it's... For round 1 was Tyler Cleans, I think his surname is. Kleins. Thank you, Dan. Who is probably only started playing that the last year in our group, but like he gave me some like his games were a lot closer than it looked on like paper. Like it was,
Sure.
I can't remember if I 2-0'd or not, but like they were really, 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 really good games, and I just came down to like good reads, and that's something that I all day. I don't know if I was just like more switched on, but I made a lot of good reads where it could have been 50-50 either way, and I just got it right, and that's I guess that's how you win a tournament is getting enough wins, enough
get the
reads right. Yeah.
So it was, as we say in Perth, I got 2-0'd, but it was close.
Yeah. No, well, yeah. Honestly, it was really, really like they weren't like 4 turns and over. It was long games.
Shout out to Alfie Morgan.
And then I had Jordan Lamb in round 2, and again, like on paper, didn't look maybe as close as it was, but again, really, really good games that could have gone either way in a few turns. And so yeah, they were both actually tougher than I thought they'd be, and I don't remember either of the teams. This is really, really bad because I'm just old and apparently don't remember anything, and I don't take notes. Unlike Alfie, who sits there and draws like an entire Garchomp during his batches.
Doesn't he?
He draws shit. I don't know.
He posted a picture of the Golden Go that he drew on.
That was me. I drew that.
Oh, you drew that?
Yeah, I took his sketchbook and started drawing it.
I really want to start taking notes more because when it comes to like talking about a tournament win and you don't remember anything that came up against you. Luckily, I do remember the last 3 rounds. So then round 3, I had Brendan Robeson for the first time. I had to play him twice, and he after his little brief experiment, I think the other week where he didn't run like Trick Room Sun for like the first time in ages. What did he run last time?
Delphox.
Like
so he's still running fucking Heatwave Psy Spam.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a different one.
Just Delphox instead of Armor Rouge.
Yeah. So this week he brought back his patented Sunroom team with like the Hatterene, regular Ursaluna, Torkoal, Executor,
He's running Executor instead of Lilligant.
Indeedee and Gallade.
Okay.
Yeah. And so both time they were like I can't remember. I don't even the semi-final as well, and I think we played 5 or 6 games. I can't remember if the semi-final was 3 games as well, but the first set in round 3 was, and it was, I think he won the first one and then I clawed back the 2 and 3, but it was just his Sleep Powder Executor missed turn 1 game 1.
Good.
And then he never like had the balls to bring it again. It was like he didn't, like, you know what I mean? Like he rattled himself with the Executor. I was like, no, that's not going to work. Because that was really good for me because I was absolutely terrified of it. And then, so but the thing about him is like I always overthink what he's going to do. Like he's so tried and tested with his team. He just like, it's like, he leads Gallade and Indeedee female. In my mind, and I've led like King Gambit, which is obviously a really good matchup against Psy Spam. And I think I led Dragonite. Dragonite King Gambit was my best lead into this team. And I'm absolutely paranoid that he's going to just go, you know what? Fuck Trick Room. I'm just going to Sacred Sword Gallade straight into King Gambit turn 1 and just nuke it off the field before, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm thinking. So I'm like Terra flying on the turn 1, burning my Terra, trying to like preempt everything. And he's literally just like, Indeedee, follow me, Trick Room, like every time. And he got Trick Room up every single game we played.
Shit.
And kudos to him. Like, but then there's one in the semi-final, that little shit finally did it. He finally just went Sacred Sword into King Gambit, and the one game I didn't Terra flying my King Gambit, and every other one I did. So I don't know.
That man's turn 1 plays are kind of insane. I never get them right.
It was a lot of pressure. So basically, it was he got tricked every single time, and my strategy was to just ice spin a Dragonite as quickly early as I could to get rid of psychic terrain, and then spend the rest of the battles just doing like cycling like extreme speed, sucker punch, and focus and the fake out from Sneeze Light, stuff like that, to try and just stall enough and protect obviously a lot, to try and get through Trick Room and just chip the Torkoal down enough so that its Eruption wasn't going to one-shot everything on my team.
Yeah.
And it worked for the most part. There was one game where I got greedy and didn't Ice Spinner, and I lost that game because I left Psychic Terrain up, and that was like, shit, now how do I beat the Torkoal? And his Torkoal's got Heat Wave. So even if you chip it down to like halfway, like, okay, shit, I'm good, the Eruption. And also I've got Ninetales, so I was like getting rid of the sun. Like had Ninetales in the back. And, but no, like Heat Wave still just like wrecks you if you're not prepared for it. It was really, really tough. Honestly, the battles were, with both him in round 3 and in the semi-final, it was down to whatever, like, heard the best read that turn. And he got 2 Heat Wave burns on my Dragonite and my King Gambit and my Sneasel or something like that. Both got burnt. Wasn't my Garchomp. One of the two. And I was like, shit. But like, apart from like, the RNG was minimal. There were really, really good games. And I'm glad that I can beat Trick Room. And then I got to round 4 with Peter, and he's running like the P2 Ursaluna, Amoongus, Incineroar, like that really, really P2 balancy team.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I just got absolutely destroyed. Every time I got the P2 within range of dying, it would just have like Pollen Puff or Recover support. I just don't know how to beat that team.
Yeah.
My speed tiers were all off against him. It was really, really scary. And I was like, shit. Like I was happy that I was 3-1. I was like, hey, I'm definitely making top cut. But I thought, like, there's no way I'm going to win this tournament if I got to play Pierre in the finals. Then I got to play Brendan in semis and then Dan in the final. And Dan, you want to tell us what your team was?
Yeah, I mean, it was just Chef's team. The Delphox, Indeedee Mail, Mousehold, Sneasler, Whimsicott. I think I'm forgetting one.
Poll? Do you have
Polt,
correct poll?
yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Them.
Also a very scary team. To be honest, I probably didn't practice enough against the Delphox and Mail and DD teams enough.
No, it's a fucking nightmare.
And afterwards I got on the damage calculator and like just checked like after the tournament, like what stuff lived what out of those two sort of spread moves, and it wasn't looking good. I think like it came down to some like lucky reads. I don't think there was too much RNG in our game.
No, you froze my Indeedee Mail turn 1 game 1.
Okay, yeah, cool. So the right person won from pure skill, obviously. But yeah, like I think one of the games came down to like I had to pick which if you were going to protect or not. Like I did Macro taunt on your Whimsicott so you couldn't tailwind.
Yeah.
And I already had tailwind up. And I knew that was your win con, but it was whether or not you were going to protect what did you have on the other slot? The Delphox.
Yeah.
And I was like, I called it right and just doubled the Whimsicott, and I was like, oh, thank God that secured that game. But really, it was anybody's game. It was so close. But I was really happy with the team.
Nice.
I don't know if this is like what I'm going to run in regionals, which is like for those playing at home, it's in like 5 weeks time. 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Beginning of December.
It's December 7th and 8th. So, and now today as recording, it's the 28th of October. Something like 28th of October. Yeah, so it's not far away. I'm going to go far. It's 5 to 6 weeks away. And so I need to like, one thing so my Garchomp was Terra Fire because you think like, oh yeah, it can't get burnt. It's like resistant to fairy Pokemon, that sort of stuff. And ice, obviously ice, quite weak to ice. So fire's good. I think after like the scare factor of the Delphox and DD stuff, I'm thinking maybe Terra Steel on Garchomp, just so you can like resist expanding force. And it normally resists heat waves. You got that mind game where you're going to terror or not. And I think that would put the matchup a little bit better for me.
I can't wait to close combat it in the face. With what? Sneasler.
Oh yeah, what's the lead? Sneasler. But you were terror fighting?
Fighting, yeah.
On your Sneasler?
Risky.
No, on Delphox.
Okay, right. I was going to say that's a big close combat.
I don't think Garchomp, unless you have a resist or an immune, unless you're like something like Terra Steel or Terra Dark or Terra, whatever, Terra Psychic, I don't think it lives an expanding force from Delphox in terrain with Life Orb. I like did all the calcs. I was like, no way I'm going to like to put that much investment in bulk and then just lose every other. So I think I have to Terra.
Just how speed at forehead.
Well, yeah. So I had Icy Wind and Tailwind on my team.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just really good games. And I was just shocked at like how calmly and decisively I played. I locked in moves quite quickly.
He was in the zone that day.
Yeah. And there was some misplays, but the team was good.
Yeah. So I've got to shout you out. Congratulations on such a big win after what could only be described as a frankly hideous loss streak.
Yes. I think I've only, before this weekend, I think I've only been in a handful of Reg H tournaments because
well, there was the one that I won last week where you went 1-3 and left.
Yes, yeah, that was, and I beat Takumi. That's the important thing.
You did. You beat an 11-year-old on TV, and then you lost to everyone else.
Yes, I was running Mandibars in my defense. I have had after the season reset after Worlds, we haven't had a huge amount of events, but I've only attended a handful of them because there's other stuff on, like sporting commitments, social commitments. I dabble in TCG, which sometimes takes priority if I'm not feeling VGC that week.
How dare you play TCG
sometimes
over playing VGC? I would never.
Sean.
Yeah. Don't ask me what I'm doing
BS
tomorrow
on
night.
that. Yeah, pre-release, we know. So
Are you coming?
I got to talk to you about that after. I don't. There's there's a VCG challenge,
Yeah.
and a TCG pre-release,
Yeah.
and I want to do both. So I don't know what I'm going to do.
All right.
But
Well, I can tell you the pre-release is fully booked, so it makes your decision easier if you haven't
I was
booked already.
there like literally on Sunday or Saturday, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's heaps of places left."
Oh, that's what I've been told.
Oh, whatever.
I'll see you
If you're
VGC.
listening, good games, Molly. Yeah. So there was a lot of pressure on me. I was also really sick when there was like a cup on, and I couldn't come because I was sick. So I just like missed so many events, and got to the point where Dan Baguli got himself on the list for rubbishing me, saying that
Dan's
I
been
would
on
be-
the list for a while.
No, he only not a long time, only a few weeks, because he rubbished me saying that I would be commentating the O2 Drop Invitational.
That was really funny.
Because I wasn't going to qualify. So to then go and win a cup and beat Dan Baguli in the final, I just got one thing to say, Dan. In your face, motherfucker.
It should be thank you.
It should. He motivated you.
Exactly.
He made you who
You said
you
you
are.
wanted to spice up the community, have a rival. I feel like I did that for you as well.
I don't need another rival. I've already got Takumi, my nemesis. Yeah, so anyway,
You're lucky you ducked him Saturday, otherwise you wouldn't have won the cup. He would have taken you out in Swiss.
No, I reckon my team was good. Like Dan actually, when he sat down in the final and me, he said, "This is the most meta team I've ever seen you run."
It was.
Like I didn't. To me, when
doesn't
I
even
built
sound
it,
that
it didn't
meta as
sound.
well.
I didn't feel
It's
that
pretty
meta.
meta.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think.
Murkrow isn't, and Bravebird Murkrow definitely isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
that
think-
did give me trouble.
But
I
yeah, even
think-
Covert Cloak, Ninetales, I think, sees some play.
Yeah.
The team doesn't have a redirector, so usually you would take out. Probably I don't know the Crow, but like you probably take out one of them and put a probably something like a Magma or Electabuzz.
A shroom in there somewhere.
Yeah, so there was no redirector, but I mean, and along with Ninetales is nothing new. The team was, I called it, my team shades wrote gay balance because it had like Ninetales was a fairy and team captain. And I was like, well, this is gay balance now.
So long
This is the gay balance 6. And it was a shiny, purple Macro. There's a bit of gayness there. Yeah, but I think it is, what would you normally pair with Garchomp if not Macro? It would be like Talonflame or...
Oh, Killer Watchel apparently caught on a mark.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's meta.
It's not good. It's very fun, though.
I do need to work on my flow charting for a few different matchups and tweak some EVs and Terra types and stuff like that, I think. But I think the team's got a lot of promise.
The one thing I will say is I thought Kilowatch would be better, but no one's running Incin anymore. It's dropped off.
Yeah.
Unless
fraud.
you're Peter Vowles.
Boo.
Well,
No,
I mean-
please run Incin. I need something to proc my competitive. It's not like the moves are going to do it. I'm running Covert Cloak, which means it can't get boost from like Icy Wind or Snarl or anything like that.
I agree with you. Like I put King Gambit makes the team a lot of the time because of the fact you need something. Because I'm running Garchomp with No Clear Amulet.
Yeah.
I'm running Sneasler with No Clear Amulet.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so Incineroar's really good against this team. So I need King Gambit, which is obviously role compression because there's obviously beats a lot of other things too, like Golding. My team can't really I've got Garchomp, but I also struggle against Goldengo, so King Gambit's really good as well.
You should run Hydreigon. Set it next to Garchomp, click
A
Earthquake.
third dragon for his team.
Third dragon. Yeah. Dragonite came in clutch. There was so many things that just, McCroy was quite possibly MVP. It was the amount of damage it was doing.
It also
with
sounds
Brave
like your team absolutely falls down without speed control.
Oh yeah, because the Dragonite's not speed invested really. Neither, and Garchomp and Sneasler are both adamant, so they'd lose out. But the Ninetales is max speed and does have Icy Wind. It does.
Okay.
It does help. I don't know. I'm happy with it.
Nice.
So I get 50 CP, $100 stock credit, and bragging
Huge.
rights. And now I'm in the O2 Drop Invitational probably. But apparently it's only top 8 of the Invitational points.
Are we
Plus-
only
but
doing
it's
top 8?
But it's
I thought it was
AC Invitational
20.
top cut. Top 20.
Yeah, I thought it was 20.
And it doesn't cut
That's
off.
the maximum anyway.
It doesn't cut off until the end of the season. So we've got till
Ooh.
Worlds next year.
You get
Until
bonus
Worlds, really?
invites as well for winning a cup cups are worth more than a challenge.
Yeah, so that Joel's, I don't know how Joel's doing it. If he was here, he could tell us, but he's off being a good
Insert
husband.
clip of Joel explaining
I know.
here.
I know for a fact.
Thank you for explaining, Joel.
You get 5 invitational points for winning a cup.
There you go.
3 for top 2ing a cup. 1 for winning a challenge.
Which is bullshit. Harder to win a challenge than it is to top 2 a cup.
I mean, quite possibly you can talk to Joel about that.
I think there were more people that collected last week than there was at that cup on Saturday.
Both were top 4, top cut.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then he hasn't worked out what happens with regionals yet. So I would hope that if we win a regional, we get to come to go to.
Well, I think it's
invitational.
Yeah, shit, I'm not sure.
I like it being exclusive to like locals. I think that's pretty cool.
I do like that.
Okay.
I don't want some like random person from interstate or internationally coming and scoring an invite because they won the regional.
Yeah, they're already scoring an invite to Worlds. But
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all I've really got to say about the GC. I'm just glad that now I've got to take the game seriously. Now I've actually got to like think about I've already got a little bit of burnout. This has reinvigorated me to an extent.
Which is good with the timing. You'll burn out just in time for regs.
And have another team crisis the night before.
Exactly. Team Chris's time.
Yeah.
But do we want to move on from talking about that cup and talk about the grand challenge?
I didn't find it very grand.
Well, it doesn't sound like it. You did shit. I only played like 10 games, if that, across the entire weekend because I had plans on Friday night. Saturday, I was on Rottnest Island for the whole day. And Sunday, I was running D&D for the whole day. So I only played like 10 games. I didn't have time to make a jank best of 1 team. So I was literally just running the same team I've been running in normal events. And I have not a lot interesting to say, except I lost to Scarf Armor Rouge with Lava Plume.
Was there a dash bun involved?
No, Baxcalibur.
Oh, cooking.
I shouldn't have lost. I fumbled the bag really hard.
I would have seen Baxcalibur Armor Rouge team preview. I'm thinking, would I have picked up on that and just do you have Wide Guard on the team or something like that you can be spicy with?
No, I don't. The issue was my Whimsicott was on low HP and Armor Rouge was also on low HP. The Armor Rouge had just clicked Protect and I had Golden Go on the field in front of Armor Rouge and Baxcalibur. And I should have
encored
the Armor Rouge. But instead, I thought I'd be greedy because Tailwind was up. So I was just going to Moonblast it and then Shadow Ball the Baxcalibur. I just didn't think at all. Baxcalibur used Ice Shard. So with the priority. Well, no. It just Ice Sharded by Whimsicott.
Oh,
I sharded the Whimsicott, which means Whimsicott it was taken out and couldn't take out the Armor Rouge, which means Armor Rouge was free to Lava Plume one-shot my Golden Go, which meant I then lost the game. So if I just clicked Encore, which is increased priority because Prankster, I Encore the Armor Rouge into Protect.
Ice Shard then kills you.
Ice Shard then takes out the Whimsicott, and then I can take out the Baxcalibur. Armor Rouge is then useless and either has to switch out or is stuck there clicking Protect.
This is why I like open team sheet. It'd be nice to know if the backs is packing Ice Shard. It'd be nice to know.
I mean, I should have assumed, right? Like it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was I think one of the main jank things. I can't remember anything else that I lost to. It was a lot of. I feel like there were a couple of other bullshit surprise texts, but I didn't write them down. What about you, Dan? So you did quite well, didn't you?
I think I was 1 or 2 wins off the next CP bracket.
Shit.
Unfortunately, I choked last one. I peaked at 16-20, then had an 8 loss streak. So this time I got to 16-30 and was too scared to continue. So I stopped after that.
Quit while you were ahead.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done if I reached there because that's exactly what I did last GC as well. I got to, I think, 16-40.
Yeah, okay.
And then was just like, someone's like, you're only 1 or 2 wins away from the next one. It's like, cool. And then I kind of like stumbled down a bit and I was like, shit, I've fallen out of any CP, so I'm just going to try to climb back up to that. And I lost the next 6 games in a row. I still had 10 games left to play for the weekend, but it was like midnight. I was like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, fuck this.
Was there anything spicy in your team, Dan?
On my team?
Yeah.
I use the exact same team because I also...
As the cup?
Yeah. I also didn't have time to do anything else.
After this, we can find out about your jank team that was built specifically for a GC that took you all the way to 1400s.
You talking about me?
Yeah.
It was built specifically for the GC. And I played 35 games and then just gave up on life because I had a 35 game losing streak. That's what it felt like. I was teetering on like I'd win a couple and then like lose 3 or 4, then win a couple, then like lose 3 or 4, and I was like, okay, this is going nowhere. It was hard Trick Room, and I am not a good Trick Room player. I always get excited to dabble in it. It never goes well.
So like
I never
CTS
do well
is
with
the
it.
place I could do this.
This is the time. This is the place. I spent all week prepping 2 teams, one for the cup and one for this. And I even went out there and got my shiny Smeagol to have sketch all the moves that needed and like all this time consuming bullshit. Shiny hunted like the whole team, and it was a Smeagol, a Rangaroo, Ursaluna normal. Braviary.
S2E Bravery specifically, right?
Yeah, Hisuian Braviary, Indeedee female, and Torkoal. It was not just hard Trick Room. I had Tailwind Side Spam mode and Trick Room mode, and it was a Tail Room, and
so it wasn't hard Trick Room.
Well, that was
soft Trick Room.
My theory,
floppy Trick Room.
My theory was this. Flaccid Trick Room. My theory was I will lead a Rangaroo. If I want to go in hard Trick Room mode, I'll lead a Rangaroo and Smeagol. Smeagol's got
wide. Hard Trick Room. It's not,
if I want to go semi chub Trick Room, I led a Rangaroo with Trick. It's obviously got Trick Room. Smeagol's got Fake Out, Follow Me, Spore, and Wide Guard. I was like,
I hate you.
That's gonna get Trick Room up. And the Rangaroo has Covert Cloak, so something faster can't fake out it. And then if it gets taunted, well, I just do Follow Me. If I see something that could learn Taunt, if any of those Pokemon can learn Taunt, I'm doing Follow Me.
You also moody eject pack, weren't you?
I was moody eject pack. And the problem, and I know because Kieran, I thought this is really clever, this strat. This is like months and months ago. I brought this to an actual real life event, and Kieran schooled me because he just kept leading Incineroar. You little shit, if you're listening, Kieran. So it's like, no, I know that's going to ruin my day. So if I saw Incineroar, I would go immediately into my semi-flaccid Tailwind mode, and I would lead Indeedee Braviary, and then I would just like Terra Psychic the Braviary, so it's got Fake Out protection, and then just click Follow Me Indeedee, Tailwind Braviary, and then switch in like Ursaluna and just go Wham Bam, Thank You Ma'am, Expanding Force with Life Orb, Terra Psychic, Tinted Lenses, Braviary.
Which is doing nothing to Incineroar.
To Incineroar, no. But like everything else, yes. And also it does a lot. It does like 75% with Air Slash, and then you can just chip it with something else. It didn't go well. But because the problem was, and one Pokemon ruined my whole weekend. And Dan's going to love this because he fucking done it too.
Was it Bravery because you put it on your team?
No, it did actually all right. It did all right. It does lose to like
everything.
A Shadow Ball or like a King Gambit or something.
A light breeze.
A light breeze. That's fair. That's fair. In Tail Room, it does.
Any dark type.
I made it so my Ursaluna and Braviary in Tailwind would outspeed pretty much everything. So it was like it was mixed room. The problem was
half chub room.
Just call it room at this point.
It was room. Probably like 40 to 50% of the teams I played against had fucking Imprison Male Indeedee. And because it's got Trick Room, Imprison, Expanding Force, and whatever it's for, Hidden Power. Show my age. Terra Blast. The problem was if I led Tail Room mode, Expanding Force is now blocked from Imprison, and if I lead the Trick Room mode, I can't click Trick Room. And it ruined me. I had nothing, I had no out to Indeedee.
Funny.
I had no out to it. I couldn't do anything. I was like, well, fuck my life then. I'll just, I won. I didn't do the worst. Like I didn't like Alfie it or Sliff it and get to like, 1,000. Yeah. But it was not fun. And I got to 35 battles. I was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm not going to get CP. I've got better things to do. I could day drink,
Fair. Spend your store credit you won.
Yeah.
I haven't. I'm saving that for a rainy day.
Going to buy a booster box with a new expansion?
How did you know?
Because it's what I'd do.
Yeah. So some really cool text I saw on the Twitter webs, and I didn't see this in person, thank God. But I think Weedle Twin Needle on Twitter posted this one. It was a Azumarill huge power,
Ooh,
Misty
sure.
Explosion. All right.
Is it Misty Explosion a special move?
No, it's physical.
Okay.
That's
yeah,
really funny.
Actually, wait. No, it could be. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. It could be special. It could be physical.
because huge power's not doing anything. If it's special.
You listen.
Still
Just wait.
funny.
Just wait. You lead Azumarill huge power Misty Explosion next to Power of Alchemy, Terra Dark Muck with weakness policy. Alolan Muck. So
Sure.
you've got the Misty Explosion goes off.
Wouldn't
it triggers.
Kill the muck?
No, because it's such a weak move from
This is
Azumarill.
Misty
'cause it's
Explosion. So
special.
what's the point of
Because
huge
it must be
power?
special. Because
get Muck
when
have it
Azumarill
with Power of
dies from its own
Alchemy, yeah.
explosion,
Gotcha.
then Muck gets huge power.
Ah, yes.
Terra Dark, weakness policy boosted assurance, and because the opposition's been chipped by the Mystic
That's really
Explosion,
funny.
5 damage.
it
yeah.
one shot an Arcaladon. One shot it.
Hell yeah.
I saw a video of it on Twitter. I thought it was absolutely amazing. I tagged the O2 Drop Twitter account and I was like, this is cooking.
That's
This
really
is
funny.
absolutely cooking. Like, I want to bring this team to something. I don't know what, but I want it.
Yeah, okay, so Misty Explosion is a special move. So
Yeah,
you just,
so we do nothing.
yeah.
And then you
what's
get-
Azumarill's base special attack.
I mean, it's good. Otherwise,
60.
you'd kill your own muck.
Yeah, you absolutely would. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Muck's got a really good special defense, or am I imagining that? Or is defense? One of
It's
them's got
decently
100.
bulky.
Yeah. It's definitely bulky. The other hilarious thing I saw was Topsy Turvy Smeagol,
Yes.
which was very funny because.
Friend of the show, Jared Clappin, was running that.
Oh, okay. But, it's, I mean, against Don, I saw someone do it against a Dondozo. Obviously,
So
everything
just-
goes negative too.
I was going to say, just for context for anyone who doesn't know what Topsy Turvy is, which I imagine is most of our listeners, because what the fuck is that? Topsy Turvy is a move that, when used, inverts all stat changes on the field. So any stat buffs then become stat decreases, and any stat decreases become stat buffs. So if you've got a Dondozo where all of its stats are +2, if Topsy Turvy is used, the Dondozo becomes all of its stats are -2.
And then it dies to literally a light breeze.
Yeah, but what's funnier is you just click setup moves for ages while it flails around, not being able to do anything.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I regret not having Topsy Turvy on my Smeagol.
Missed opportunity.
I didn't come up against a single Dondozo team.
Didn't you?
No.
No
no,
surf-
sorry.
no
I did
surf
once.
Dondozo?
They didn't bring Dondozo. They brought Tatsugiri, which died very quickly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I went full on nerd and took usage of every single mon I versed.
Oh my
'Cause,
God. Who has the time?
I mean, it was on my phone. I was just like, we'll plug it in, see what happens. Because we've had
Who has the
feedback.
time? Literally anyone, because, while you're waiting for the move animations to go off, you could write a novel. You may as well take some usage down.
My hand's hurting just thinking about all that writing.
People in 1400s don't take long to lock in their moves. Come on. Anyway, Alistair, friend of the show, said he'd love to hear more of the GC. So I took usage for you, Alistair. I versed 74 different mons across 37 games.
Okay.
Would you like to guess the most common mon I versed? It was a tie for top position.
Smeagol?
Rillaboom.
Sneasler, come on.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was going to be my second
I thought
guess.
people would use. So I use GC as an excuse to use something different and new and original.
There were so much points though. People try hard this shit.
I
now.
knew they were going to try hard, but I was kind of expecting things like Sneasler just because of how dominant
I
it is.
didn't,
in
I
best
didn't
of one
realize people take.
CGS.
I didn't realize that people take like real teams GC.
Both Dan and I did. I mean, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Sneezer's up there. What was it tied with?
Annihilate.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Some Scarf Gambit, some, it's beat up shenanigans.
Yeah, all that nonsense.
But there
The
was,
GC is a great time to figure out what different Pokemon get beat up.
Oh, I know. Or some imprison or some shit.
Yeah.
Encore.
I versed 8 Torkoals as the next most popular, tied with Indeedee Female, obviously, for hard Trick Room or semi-chub, whatever you want to call it. And Whimsicott. There was a lot of Tailwind over the weekend.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And as we go down the list, it's just like boring stuff like regular Ursaluna, Rillaboom, Primarina, Goldengo, Dragonite.
I still think Primarina's a fraud.
It is. It's shit.
I don't know why people keep running it.
It
I know
really
it gets.
doesn't
I
seem
know
that
it's a
good.
fairy type that gets hazed. Whoop de doo, Basil. I've never seen a Primarina do anything.
It the one thing it does against my entire team is somewhat punishes my Garchomp from going Terra Ground by hitting it with a hyper voice, and it threatens my Hydreigon with Moonblast, and that's all it accomplishes.
But I've seen like Pokemon weak to water attacks live a hyper voice.
Hey, it doesn't even do that much damage. It's like 121 base special attack.
It really
I
got
think.
gypped. It should have had like the pixelate treatment. Like, it gives
I
it boosts
agree.
it by 1.2.
Liquid Voice not giving it a boost like Pixelate does, I think really shafted it.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
They're all running it super bulky now anyway, the citrus berry. It's not like
Yeah.
it used to be Life Orb and hey, it's doing something. Now it's just like, I'm here.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I
And
don't get it either.
the throat spray is one that I think a lot of people always try to make work, but throat spray I think as an item is not good. As someone who's run it previously, on some mons I think it can work. There
On
was a time when it was
on a
good on
fast
Farigiraf.
mon.
No, but I don't even think so because on a fast mon you want to be hard hitting immediately. You don't want to have to like take a turn before your moves start hitting.
Yeah, but Primarina gets 2 hit KO'd by like everything. So like if you do Hyper Voice on it, sure you get some damage off, you get the boost, but
Yeah.
you die before you get to
Next turn,
attack
you're
again.
dead, yeah.
But if you're only getting 2 attacks off on a mon, you're better off holding Life Orb than
Yeah.
Throat Spray because you're dealing more damage.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Agreed. I
agree
think that's
with
what they've
that.
like switched to now anyway.
I
Yeah.
agree with that. I don't look. I must. Can we talk about Caesar for a second?
Of course.
Yeah, what would you like to say, Chris?
Well, I think everyone's complaining about it. It's the new Urshifu, and there's this whole Twitter debate about like is what's worse for the game, Urshifu or
Urshifu is worse
Sneasler?
for the game because I can go up against a Sneasler and click Protect.
I don't know what.
I can covert cloak out of Dire
I think people
Claw. There's no
forgotten-
item that prevents fucking surging strikes from critting me.
It's almost like people have forgotten like the last 12 months of gameplay and just suddenly like, oh, Urshifu's not that bad. Like it seems worse because Dire Claw's ridiculous. Like, hello,
dude.
you can click Protect. You can actually, it's actually, Urshifu's bulkier. It hits harder. It crits through screens. It crits through stat boosts. It crits through like, it is, you can't intimidate it. You can't like protect. It's just,
It's
it
such
hits
a bullshit
surging
Pokemon.
strikes. Like you can't focus sash in front of it.
Especially in a restricted format. It's like, oh my God, there's a Calyrex. I need to protect in front of it. Haha, never mind. Surging strikes.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
absolute
Punishing Protect
madness
is
that people are comparing it.
ridiculous. And I think it's very much a case of some rose-tinted glasses, grass is always greener type thing that you're right, people have forgotten what it was like. And now they're just experiencing the bad things that it's currently. It's like, oh, things were better. It was like the French Revolution when they took out the monarchy and then life didn't get better immediately. So they reinstated the monarchy.
I hope this seems to get some love in Reg G 2.0. People always, I think, was it like
That's true, yeah.
Was it Joe Agardi was saying that like people are just going to run like acid spray Sneasler next to with electric seed next to Rhydon?
That's
Cooking.
heat.
Yeah. I don't know.
that.
I mean, people should have been doing
Joe
that
UX
last.
continues to come through with the goods.
Yeah, he's a big fan of Mimikyu. Actually, I've seen him piloting Mimikyu teams on YouTube. I'm sure.
Hell yeah.
And that Pokemon does scare me a little bit.
It's the one I always consider cooking with and never do.
It's not a good damage output, but it's good for guaranteeing like certain things.
It used to be one of the premier Trick Room setters.
Exactly.
Like Disguise just meant it was always living a hit unless it was from like Mold Breaker, Excadrill.
I like Sneasler. I think it's fair and balanced, Mon. I tell you who doesn't like Sneasler.
Most people.
Brendan Robeson's Hatterene did not enjoy Sneasler all day on Saturday. I'm
That makes
sorry,
me happy.
Brendan.
Our resident Wog Anthony also does not like Sneasler.
Oh yeah,
He's fuming. He's so mad at me in particular.
yeah. My Sneasler did not have a single Dire Claw proc the entire tournament, and I brought it to pretty much every single game. It got one Poison Touch proc. That's it. Not a single Dire Claw.
I only procced it on Anthony. Like the whole day, I only slept his mons, no one else.
Get good, Anthony.
That's only because I
That's a
wasn't
skill
there.
issue.
Yeah, true.
I just think I was actually worried at one point, have they patched it overnight and not told anybody? Dire Claw's now like 30% or 20% or something. Because it just didn't happen, which is good. It's good to win a tournament with a Sneasler and not have cheese.
Yeah.
Just with straight skill. Well done.
Straight skill.
Cheesler.
Cheesler. You got more usage for Alistair. I didn't realize Alistair actually regularly listens to this. Hello, Alistair.
He loves us.
Aw. Where was he on Saturday? We would put up
Probably having
more
a
of a
life.
fight than
Probably
Dan
got
did.
Diaclawed IRL. There was like, from that point, it's like some boring shit. But the spicy stuff where I only versed one or two of them,
Yeah.
we versed a Weirdeer,
Okay.
a Toxtricity,
Nice.
I don't get the toxicity love.
a Rotom Wash,
Hell yeah.
Rectum toilet.
Yes.
A Feraligatr was there.
I came up against a
Is
Feraligatr.
it sheer force life orb?
I don't know. I just one shot it, so it didn't do fucking anything.
Same. I was up against, it was a Slowking Snorlax lead with Feraligatr and Blastoise in the back. I don't know what any of them did. The only mon that survived to click a single move was Snorlax clicking Belly Drum. Apart from that, I one-tapped the Slowking. Well, I didn't one-tap it. I just let Disquake with Garchomp and Kilowattrel and just leveled his entire team.
So him clicking belly drum, he didn't even have enough HP for it anyway.
No, he did because he had a pinch berry that restores 30% of your HP. So he managed to get just over
spicy.
50%. Used belly drum, went to 10%, immediately died to the discharge the following turn.
Spicy.
Yeah, I think a Porygon Z was in there.
Nice.
Lucario, Klefki, a Hydrapple.
Was the Lucario
Hydrapple.
beat up justified shenanigans?
No. Unless Murkrow gets beat up.
Probably does.
Probably does. I don't actually know.
Again, it just like died to a heat wave, so
Yeah.
guess we'll never know.
So you were very like hyper offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really thought I was onto something. I had telepathy Orangaroo with instruct for like spamming earthquakes next to like a Ursaluna.
Yeah. I mean,
But I'm not good with Ursaluna because like it takes a turn for the flame mob to kick in, right? And I'm just like, I never know whether to like protect and guarantee the orb goes off and like make sure then you're losing a Trick Room a turn, or like it's the damage that you do. You just risk an attack anyway without the flame orb and then just whiff it a KO or something. It's such a stressful Pokemon to play. I don't like it.
it is. So you had like telepathy on your Orangaroo.
Yeah.
You had semi-room, so you had both Tailwind and Trick Room.
Yeah.
Hard hitters in both. I think you forgot to make it good.
Okay.
I think that's the problem.
I've got to make it good.
Yeah. I think that's what you need to do next time.
I haven't given up on Smeagol. Smeagol actually carried me through so many games. I love that little guy. You know what? Next time I'm going to run Choice Scar Smeagol with fucking Salt Cure, and they can all get fucked. I'll be Salt Curing some bitches for the next GC.
Diaclaw in prison, Scarf Smeagol.
Do we get another GC in Reg H?
December.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, December.
I'm going to get in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I hate coming up against Smeagol and GC. It's so
I hate the
fucking
GC.
annoying.
I hate the GC
yeah,
too.
honestly,
Fuck
same.
the GC.
Like the fact that it's just like, I hope you've got no plans this weekend, dickhead.
Yeah, because like I was with Andrew this weekend. I was like, I promised myself I'd finish 45 games this weekend. I didn't. I got through to 35.
Did you at least
But I was
finish
like,
Andrew?
you need to like allow me. Wow. I mean, yes, but it was like, I was like,
Good partner.
I was like, oh, like I made him watch a movie that I'd already seen so that I could play on the Switch on the side while he watched the movie.
Date night genius. What was the movie?
Smile 1, because then we saw Smile 2 on Sunday night.
Yeah. Are they any
It's
good?
quite scary. I love horror. I'm a massive
Okay,
horror movie
yeah.
buff. If any of our listeners want to DM us and talk about horror movies, I'm always open.
I
Well,
didn't
actually,
mind the
that,
first one, but I think their marketing campaign was better than the movie.
yeah, that's
Oh,
fair.
people standing in like soccer games and
Yeah,
stuff, smiling.
yeah.
That was really
Like
clever.
morning
love
shows in the background. Yeah.
Yeah. I think now's actually a really good time to shout out the O2 Drop Discord
Oh yes, we have
for-
Discord now.
Yeah.
for subscribers. So our bottom cut members who pay $3 a month can get exclusive access to our Discord, where we take discussion ideas, we have arguments about a bunch of things.
Talk to the fans directly because we
It's-
will ignore you in public.
I have been asked to post the list on the Discord, so I'm going to
the
do that.
ever-growing list.
I've decided I'm going to add Grand Challenge to the fucking list.
Yeah.
That's
Fair.
fair. I
Very
endorse that.
fair.
Yeah.
And I'm putting in Prison Indeedee on there too. Because if you wrong me as much as I was wronged this weekend by Indeedee, that's worthy, I think.
Yeah.
Fair.
I would rather play up against a Diaclot Sneasler than an Indeedee within prison.
Yeah, so yeah, fun new Discord server for subscribers, and this is basically our new marketing campaign to get people to sign up, is FOMO. We're just essentially just like, look how much fun we're having over here with the people who pay us money.
Is that where we're posting our nudes when we get to so many subscribers? Aren't you going to be doing a nude pose at some point?
Yeah, I think if we get to 100 paid subscribers, I'm doing a nude photo shoot.
Just you are.
I was the only one who volunteered.
I did suggest a sexy calendar.
Yeah, look, I mean, we can consider that's 100 subscribers. I imagine is a long way away.
We are also dubbing the anime as well.
Yes,
And I can't wait to
True.
do some
Pokemon Abridged.
truly terrible accents for you.
how many people do you reckon have attempted Pokemon Abridged so far? There'll be like hundreds, right?
Well, none was as successful as Team 4 Star. So.
No,
How
exactly.
many are going to do it as well as us, though? That's the question.
Oh, none.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, Team 4 Star is like the big one. I still have a soft spot for Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, which
Yeah.
started it all.
Yeah,
Little
that
Karibo
was
was a
very
fucking
funny.
genius. It's still going.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
still running. Like he drops an episode once every like 8 or 10 months, but sometimes it pops up on YouTube and I watch it and it's like, yeah, it's good.
I'm keen for Chris's French star me?
Yes.
We? Yes. So,
That was really good, actually.
yeah.
Clip, that's my ringtone.
Yeah. The episode. Oh, we're doing a lot of Bubble Beam, Star Me, French Star on the episode.
French
Even if it's not like on the anime episode, it's still going to be featured.
We will just clip it in somehow.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. That was my GC experience.
You both did better than me.
I mean, shout out to Focus Sash Gambit and Scarf Rampardos. Those were the two weird things I found.
Rampardos is a pretty sick tech.
Yeah.
So that's something I want to. I don't know why people bring good teams to GC. Can't we still have fun? Some of us aren't trying to.
What do you mean? You brought Smeagol. You're not trying to have fun.
Yeah, fuck you.
I think it's kind of funny.
Sure, other people don't have fun.
I mean, it's just I really wanted to get Trick Room up because it's something I always. There's so many cool Trick Room mons, and it's such a fun strat, and I'm really bad at getting it up. Apparently, the Trick Room. Specify the Trick
You're
Room.
a pharmacist. You can do something about that, can't you?
Yeah.
Yes, my half chub room.
Yeah.
It was not good.
We should probably mention the winning team, hey?
Oh yeah,
They've released
But
it.
Also,
haven't they?
should we give a shout out to Kieran, who was like the winner in for number one spot? He was second place,
And then he got shafted by severe RNG.
Yeah.
was it like 3 protects in a
Triple
row?
protect, double
Triple
heat
protect.
wave miss, a shadow ball crit through
Shadow Ball
screens.
crit through screens, yeah.
Yeah, see, screens are a fraud. I'm telling you.
Buy a lotto ticket, bro. Jesus.
Yeah, damn. But yeah, shout out to Kieran Singh.
Yeah, there's a few
Continues
straights.
to be winning.
Yeah,
All I do is
Except in that game where he got triple protected, double heat wave miss, and crit through screens.
that's just sometimes that's just the universe saying, you know what, you're not allowed to win this game.
Yeah, so, sometimes it just decides that you're not having it.
Pokemon says no. But yeah, Suika won with Mouse8, Rillaboom, Goldengo, Dragonite, and Talonflame.
Yeah, that sounds super basic.
Yeah,
I really hate mouse hold. Did your mouse hold come into? I can't remember mouse. You had mouse hold on your team on Saturday.
Yes.
Did you mouse hold me? I can't remember.
I don't think I mouse holded you.
Okay, because that Pokemon scares the shit out of me.
You have Garchomp.
What? Yeah, it has got rough skin. That is very true. But like the rest of the team doesn't have rough skin.
That's true.
You had a couple of Terra Ghosts, though.
I did.
But yeah, I think Loaded Dice Dragonite is picking up in the West.
Yeah.
Scale shot?
Yeah.
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 It was pretty big at Louisville, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean the Japanese were running it, and then as we all do, they were like, "Hey, cool tech, that's mine. I
Let's
made
steal
this."
that, yeah.
I don't trust it. I'm sorry. Scale shot 90% accurate. It's like dual wing beat as well.
That's true.
Oh,
Any
yeah,
of
one
the-
of those missed my Dragapult on the weekend.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Anything that 90% accuracy, I don't
It's
trust it.
super dodgy. It's part of the genuinely part of the reason that I dropped Cleavor from my team. Is Stone Axe being 90% accurate,
Yeah,
which is so unnecessary. Like, just give
Yeah.
us an accurate Stone type move, you fucking dicks.
It's called Ogapon.
Yeah,
Stone. What's it called? I can't remember. Rock Pond. Whatever the
Cornerstone.
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 Cornerstone Ogapon.
With Ivy Cudgel, which becomes Rock type when it's holding the Musk, only because it's an existing move that isn't Rock type that just happens to become
That's
Rock
very
type.
true.
It's Mighty Cleave.
It's the
That's
same. Like,
100.
yeah.
I was one of the teams I've been cooking with a Reg H, and I keep going back to it. I just love it so much, and I can't get it to win reliably. Don't worry, we're not in an hour yet. One again, reliably is it's the what's it called? Rockhead, where you don't get recoil damage. It's Rockhead, isn't it?
Rockhead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rockhead, Hisuian Arcanine Head Smash.
Yep.
I was running it with
80% accurate.
yeah.
you
I was
mad
running
lad.
it. I was running it with Hydrapple and switching in for this sugar sweet syrup.
Hell yeah, that
Ooh.
sounds
That-
bad.
It absolutely one shots it in DD.
Cool.
A max defense, max HP in DD.
That sounds
That's
bad.
dope. Does it
I
win you
loved
games?
it. Against bad players.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, if we're wrapping it up, can I talk about some Twitter drama? I've
Yes,
already
this was
talked
some
about
Twitter drama.
Urshifu versus Sneasler. I still think that's a dumb comparison. And Wolf
It's a ridiculous
Wolf
comparison.
agreed with me. And I don't often give him praise, but congratulations, Wolf. I agree with you. He thought it was crazy that people were rating it worse than Urshifu. They found out from the leak. So they're still drip feeding us. They're edging us. The
Freak leak has been edging
the
us.
freak leak has been edging us. The hackers are dropping little bits of. People are also
Clip that out of context.
people are just finding these old files and stuff in this, rummaging around in there's I think it's up to 800 gigabytes of data that's been released now.
Fucking hell.
In black and white, there was a Pokemon attack called Melt.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes. I wish I'd really saved it. It was good. Let me. Here we go. Melt turns the opponent's steel type into a normal type. Turns the opponent's ice type into a water type.
Seems bad, but it seems very funny.
Yeah.
It's
Does
funny.
it do damage, or was it literally
It's a fire type attack. I think it's no power, 100% accurate. PP15 for those playing at home.
Just give it to Sunny Day, cowards.
Just give it 40 base power or something.
But
Actually, no.
turning a steel into normal could be quite relevant against so many things, like a poison attack, for example.
Hold on a second. This is a fire type move.
Yeah.
Presumably, they're giving it to fire types.
So just click a fire
Why?
type attack.
Just it's into ice types and steel types. Just click a fire type move.
Well, there might be a Pokemon that's not a fire type that learns it, like some sort of gimmicky one. I don't know. All right, just.
I
go with
like
me.
the idea.
I like the idea
but
too.
I'm so glad that one stayed in the draft folder.
Okay, fair enough. There was also a beta type chart released. Did you guys see this? I did share it in the group chat, but
Oh, with fairy type, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so ice. So this is the X and Y beta type chart. Fire was super effective against fairy.
That's a change they should not have.
They should have kept
that,
that. Yeah. Poison was neutral against fairy. So I think that poison needed some love. So I'm glad poison got the
What
super
else is
effective.
poison super effective into a puff
Grass.
of grass?
That's it.
Is it just grass?
That's it.
So before Gen
It
6,
should
it
be-
hit
it-
one thing for super effective.
It should be water because that makes a lot of fucking sense, Game Freak. But
Yeah,
It
you know,
should be
what is-
bug as well.
No,
No,
bug doesn't
bug-
need a nerf.
no,
Yeah, but pesticides, come on.
true. Well, in this beta type chart from X and Y, bug was weak to fairy
Of course.
for no reason
was,
whatsoever.
yeah.
Interesting.
Thank God they changed that. So apart from those two things, the big thing was ice was super effective against fairy and ice resisted fairy.
I love that.
Okay.
So fairy was it was weak. It was weak against ice and fire, but
And they
not
just
poison.
swapped ice for poison in the end. Interesting.
Freeze dry would have gone so fucking hard if that was the case. But I
Fuck you, Fluttermane.
it kind of seems like they were in the design room and they had this beta type chart and think, what do you guys think? And someone else like, yeah, fairy looks really balanced. Fuck that.
Let's fuck bug over some more
Yeah.
and make fairy better.
Bug should be super effective into fairy, man.
There was.
What's your reasoning?
Yeah,
A big ass spider would eat Tinkerbell.
I mean that's. I'm also as a fairy myself. I am terrified of spiders, massively arachnophobic. So that's probably a good argument. So I don't mind. Yeah, if bug super effective against fairy, I'm okay with that. Can we get that patch, please, Game Freak? I know we know you listen. There's a lot of Homelander memes this week. I just saw one today actually. It was who would win out of Homelander and Whitney's mill tank.
Probably the mill tank.
And I don't know if anyone watches.
Actually, how many rollouts is it on?
I don't know if anyone watches The Boys.
It's a milk reference.
But the fact that it has milk drink.
That went over my head. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. So I mean, I think rollout. They would probably be distracted by the milk, and then the rollout. No, body slam paralysis maybe as well.
Anthony Starr would suck Milk Tank dry.
Jesus.
Clip that and put it on a shirt.
There was one against Ledian as well. I saw as well. I don't know. Poor Ledian. Everyone was unanimously that Ledian would beat Homelander. I don't know where they're getting that from. Ledian couldn't beat
It's
a
Iron
Caterpie.
Fist.
Iron Fist Comet Punch with 10 base attack.
It's going to punch Homelander real good.
Okay. Sure, Jan. The last thing I had from Twitter was another thing. This is from Centro, so I apologize for all the Centro haters. But there was another file leaked that Game Freak are homophobic. So this was, I think, this is from 2018. So this is 6 years old. So barely.
After they gave us fairy type.
Well, yes, but see, I'm the only one that is saying that canonical. I'm the only one saying that fairy tale is for the gays, okay? They don't think that. They're homophobic, apparently. And this is my evidence to submit before the judge. So there was a document saying that they were the TCPI should flag the following content: non-traditional relationships, example, homosexual relationships.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And
Damn.
So it's just overt.
And then they gave examples like this Pokemon species only has males, yet they keep on thriving. I wonder how they do that. Like these are things that they wanted to flag and change.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And a random sailor, just because I sail the seven seas does not mean I cannot wear high heels if I want to. They flagged that too. So this is in 2018, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more recently than Australia making same-sex marriage legal, and that was concerningly late.
High heels were made for men originally as well. Come on, Game Freak.
Yeah. We wanted our asses to look fantastic.
So yeah, I didn't really. I mean, like they say that, but they've had Mr. Mime since Gen 1. So I mean,
I don't know. That feels like a pretty straight choice to me.
I feel like that in recent games they've.
Where's Mrs. Mime?
Ash's mum.
I feel like they have steered away from homophobia in maybe the last couple of games, because like the gym leaders in Gala, which is Scarlet Violet, were all a little bit like non-binary-ish.
The ones in
Yeah,
not
Elite
all of
Four,
them. Who's the
I'm not talking about the
Elite
skank,
Four
not the
one?
skanky Latino like Jennifer Lopez, Skylar Lopez ones.
No.
But
Who was the? It's like Rika or
I have
something.
no idea. All I know is Larry.
Yeah.
totally gay.
Oh yeah. That definitely.
He's 100% non-binary. He's like just grey, right?
Yeah, well,
Normal
you saw
type.
how he always looks so tired and like no energy because he's been up all night on Grindr. He might have a wife. He's probably got a wife and kids at home, but really, he's one of those
hitting up
discreet
Grindr.
profiles.
I forgot what type they use. I also forget what gender they're supposed to be.
One of those
this
60-year-olds
one.
cheating on. Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Um,
look. Look
I
at
don't know their name.
Look at those
Apparently,
pants. No
they're
straight guy
female.
wears their pants that tight and then that high. That is right up there.
It could be in an emo band.
No straight woman wears like
Wait, that's a woman?
business trousers and suspenders. Yes,
Oh, sorry, I thought it was a guy.
right.
Okay, and then there's Grusha and
She's a
and
ground
Gita?
type trainer. Yeah. Grusha definitely. I
you said
thought
she was
was
a
a woman.
brown type trainer.
Ground.
Ground type.
Sorry, I was like, okay.
You're not allowed to train those anymore.
Anyway, I think they're maybe less homophobic. I don't know. I don't even know who's in
Maybe.
charge of these
I mean,
games anymore.
if you're homophobic at a sanctioned event, you'll get your ass banned. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
which is good. I'm not complaining about that at all. But
Or controversially, if you're trans and you flag hate, you'll get banned.
yeah, unless look, we're not getting into that.
That's a whole nother can of worms.
That is absolutely a can of worms.
Yeah, that's much more drama. I got nothing.
Great. Well, I mean, that seems like a pretty good time to wrap it up, just so that we don't piss Joel off because he doesn't want us going over an hour, and we're 3 minutes over.
Oh, we're sorry, Joel.
I'm not. But to the rest of you who did join us this evening, thank you so much. We really appreciate having you guys here with us. Do remember to check out our socials. We are on Twitter at the O2drop_VGC. Give us a shout out, give us a mention.
Now that I'm a cup winner,
Now that Chris is a cup winner.
I'm now offering coaching services.
How much are you
if you want
charging?
to sign my DMs, I can do a workshop. I can help you build your team, do your EV spreads, tell you how to beat down Baguli. It's not hard. Not hard at all. That'll take one session.
Yep. So don't do that. But
Subscribe $3 a month to our bonus content.
Subscribe
to the
to the
bottom
bonus
card.
content.
I will do free coaching classes with you if you request one.
Oh,
I'm subscribed. Can I get a coaching session?
Coaching for what purpose?
to beat you.
Make my team better.
Oh, that's disappointing. You could have gone so many places with that.
Okay. Tell you what, you can be my date coach. Next time I go on a
Ooh.
date,
I don't know anything about women though.
yeah, that's what will make it funny.
Just ask her. Yeah, ask her if she's a top or bottom. It's always good to get that out of the way.
I want a practical Joker star with the earpiece in, and you have to repeat everything Chris tells you to say.
Yes.
How many subscribers do we need to get for that to happen?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. There is nothing I will not do for enough subscribers.
Okay.
Anything that you could ask me to do, I will have a number.
Excellent.
All right. Well, I think we're only about 12 subscribers. So can we just bump those numbers? And we can
Give
start
us your suggestions in Discord what Mark should do for more subscribers.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, give us some subscriber goals. And we'll take that feedback on. But for the rest of you who aren't subscribed, thank you for listening anyway. Just make sure that the next time you're at a regionals to just shout us out to the person across from you at the table. Be like, hey man, cool team, good luck, have fun. Check out the O2 drop on Spotify or YouTube Music. Or Apple Play.
Warren was at the Cup too, actually. Fuck you, Warren.
I think
signing
Resistance
off from
fucked him
Mark.
enough.
No, he's a gold tier
went
lister.
three
He gets abuse.
Okay, fair enough. Well, good thing you got your abuse in. Fuck James Beck. Fuck the others that we haven't mentioned. But not you, the
Wolfie,
listener.
come to Perth, please. Perth Regionals, December 7th and 8th.
This is the longest sign off
Hashtag
ever.
Wolfie goes down under.
I think we've done longer, but
Hi, Chris's sister.
yeah. Shout out to Claire. Shout out to my sister Eloise. She doesn't listen, but she wanted me to shout her out anyway. So there we go. Until next time, friends. How the fuck do I introduce this?
My name is Mark.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this-
So
Hello, friends.
hello,
Yeah.
friends. That's what I was just like thinking. How do we do it? Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary.
Non-chicken biryanis.
Yeah.
Hello, friends and stalkers.
Well, it's binary, wasn't it? It's just like non-binary. Is this what they call the protesters on?
We only get an hour.
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah, we've got low space in the memory card. Hurry up, Mark.
All right, sorry. Let me start again.